Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of The Rise of TNA. This bit isn't live. Well, it is live, but it's not live. Basically, this kind of intro to today's episode kind of got corrupted. It went a little weird. So yeah, I'm having to restart again. Can't remember where we were, but if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, then go into the description. You can find a link, and you can also find a link to my other series if maybe you're interested in that, on Football Manager 2015. And you can also follow me on Twitter. There's a link to my Twitter down there. So yeah, let's get into the show. Okay, so to start the show off, we have 5, I think, dark matches. So in the first one, Abyss defeats Eric Young with a Black Hole Slam in a 59C rated match. Next up, Gail Kim defeats Madison Rayne with an Eat Defeat in a 60 rated match. Magnus and Bram defeat the Menagerie, with Bram defeating Crazy Steve in a 42D. That's not as good as I really would have wanted, but I was thinking of making Magnus and Bram a tag team because the whole hardcore thing didn't really work out, as Bram doesn't like hardcore wrestling, which is weird because it's Bram. But yeah, I'm thinking of putting him in a tag team and maybe calling them the Blood Brothers or something. And I think I said that in a previous episode, not calling their tag team that, but I think I used that in an angle in a previous episode. So yeah, we might go with the Blood Brothers for Magnus and Bram, because I've got nothing else for them really to do at the minute. I might put one of them in the TV title tournament, but yeah, until then, not really sure. Moving on, and oh, okay, that's not too bad. So MVP defeats Chris Melendez in a 55C minus, which is pretty damn good for Chris Melendez. No worker improvements, but that's not bad for Melendez. It's penalised quite a lot as well, but yeah, that's not bad. So, again, moving on. And in another 55C minus, EC3 defeated Mr. Anderson with a headlock driver. I need to change the name of his finisher to a 1%er. But yeah, no worker improvements. But yeah, it was more of a heel pre-show than I would have liked. The kind of idea was at first to make all the faces win, because obviously, you know, the crowd like it and it gets them hyped up. But yeah, I ended up using all the heels apart from the Gail Kim match, getting the win. So whoops. But anyway, moving on to the show, and we have a debut from Jim Ross. I don't know why Taz is in here, because I'm sure I took him off the commentary booth, but anyway. So the show starts with an impressive opening of pyro before the lights are raised and several sections of the excited crowd are shown waving various signs. The focus then switches to the announce table, where Jim Ross, Mike Tenay and Taz introduce and hype tonight's show and the possible reaction of the Destroyer Lashley after MVP won the World Heavyweight Championship last week on Impact. Oh, Jim Ross's gimmick is terrible. I completely forgot to look at that. Damn it. Okay, that's going to lower his morale quite a bit. But I can't really change it now. I can't change it until, like, for a couple of months, which really sucks. But anyway, the show's... Oh yeah, I've already read that. Yeah, 60C. It's not a bad way to open the show. And of course, MVP did win the World Heavyweight Championship last week, when Lashley still wanted it off Rude. So... yeah, I was planning on turning Lashley face, but because they did that on Impact last week, it might look like I'm copying a little bit, which is not what I intended to do. I was going to turn Lashley face, but it's taken me like 2 weeks to book this show. because I wasn't really kind of interested this week for some reason. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but anyway, moving on. Right, so next one. Okay, so Jim Ross introduces himself before putting over the fact that Kurt Angle has been suspended due to an investigation by the board of directors over Angle's actions at Final Resolution, where he would attack World Heavyweight Champion MVP, which he did. Jim Ross performed poorly. Okay. Okay, but yeah, so Angle attacked MVP at the end of Final Resolution. I'm kind of using that as a way to get him out of the, authority figure position. Yeah, I'm going to put Kurt Angle back in the ring. Again, kind of makes it look like I'm copying, but no, I can tell you that I had this penciled in before I watched Impact. So, yeah. Angle's going to return to the ring. And I'm probably going to have him feud with MVP over the title, because Angle is probably the most over guy on the roster. So yeah, I think I'm going to put the world title on Angle, but obviously it depends how MVP performs throughout the rivalry, throughout the feud. So yeah, 71C+ really isn't too bad for that. Right, so next one. Lashley enters the arena and looks pissed off. JR asks Taz how he'll react to MVP winning the world title, and Taz suggests that the Destroyer might just destroy MVP. So, kind of building up the tension in the BDC. And yeah, it's not too bad, 59C. Anything with Lashley in it, kind of angle-wise, really doesn't seem to work. But, yeah, anyway, moving on. Right. It's not a great way to start. I do need to have a look at the finishers. But anyway. In a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of heat, Low-Ki defeated DJZ in 8:58 by pinfall with a ghetto stomp. And that only got a D+, which sucks, but yeah. Right. So, Low-Ki barely has time to start celebrating when James Storm makes his way out, flanked by tag team partner Abyss. Storm gives Low-Ki the chance to join the Revolution, offering him salvation. Low-Ki tells Storm to get lost, and Storm tells Low-Ki to think about it before leaving. So, James Storm has seen that Sanada can't defeat Low-Ki and bring the X Division Championship into the Revolution. So, rather than beating him, he's going to try and get Low-Ki to join him. So that got 62C, which isn't too bad. Right. So Lashley barges his way into the locker room where he finds Kenny King. Lashley pins King up against the wall and asks him where MVP is. King swears he doesn't know before Lashley's grip around his neck tightens. King repeats his answer and Lashley throws him into the corner before storming back out of the room. So Lashley is hellbent on finding MVP. And yeah, I'm still not sure whether I'm going to turn Lashley face. Excuse me. Or heel. Or keep him heel. I do like him as a heel. I've seen his face stuff and it isn't great. In my opinion. But yeah. So C-. Not bad. And moving on. Yeah, Austin Aries vs Tyrus. So in a match that has some good action but not much in the way of heat, Austin Aries defeated Tyrus in 10 minutes 19 by submission with a last chancery. Yeah, this is kind of leading up to the TV title tournament. And I thought I'd end it with a submission because I was watching my last video back and I realised 100% of the wins ended via pinfall. So I thought, you know what? We'll throw in some submissions. We might throw in some disqualifications, stuff like that. very up because it's been very kind of repetitive. So yeah, submission win for Austin Aries in a 60C. So next segment. So after Aries defeated Tyrus with a last chancery, Aries grabs the mic and says that he wants to face EC3 in the TV title tournament, saying that he's the greatest man that ever lived and would become the world TV champion for the first time. Because obviously the TV title is a title that would bring him back. And I don't think Austin Aries has ever won it. I know he's a Triple Crown winner, but I think he's held the world title, the X Division title, and the tag team titles. So yeah, that's why that makes sense. Yeah, it's not bad promo. 53C minus. You know, it could be better, but I think Brodus Clay kills it. And yeah, in my mind, Austin Aries versus EC3 would be a good match. So hopefully that kind of translates into this game. But moving on. C minus. This is a very average show. So Jim Ross and Mike Tenay hype up tonight's scheduled main event, a number one contenders match for the TNA World Tag Team titles, before highlights are shown from the two teams' previous matches, as well as their matches with Team 3D in the tag title series. I did fail to mention that the teams were the Wolves and the Hardys. I don't know how I left that out, but I did. So yeah, the scheduled main event is the Wolves versus the Hardys in a number one contenders match for the Revolution's tag team titles. But yeah, moving on. Right, so next up, Low-Ki. Oh well. Manic approaches Low-Ki backstage and tries to convince Low-Ki to join the Revolution, promising that they can cleanse him. Low-Ki refuses, and Manic tells Low-Ki he should think about it before walking off. So yeah, the Revolution are really going for Low-Ki. I don't know why, because every segment he's in is bollocks. Yeah. Penalised for low momentum and morale. Low-Ki is a whiny cunt. Every segment that I book where he's got, like, you know, speaking parts, he's like, oh, I don't want to be scripted. So you let him not be scripted, and either he doesn't play off the crowd well, or the other guy's confused because Low-Ki's going off script. So I kind of have to script him, but he gets really angry at that. So I don't know if I'm going to carry on with Low-Ki as X Division champion. I really don't. But yeah, anyway. Moving on. Alright, that's a bit better. So in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, Taryn Terrell defeated Velvet Sky with a diving crossbody. That got a 61, which I think is our best show so far. Best match so far, which is it's a little bit of a worry that the knockouts are getting the better matches. Hopefully the main event can kind of live up to that, because yeah. I think the main event's the next match, the scheduled main event. Let's try and get to it as quick as possible. So next up, Taryn Terrell has won. However, rather than her music playing, Havoc's music plays, and the Knockouts champion makes her way out to the top of the ramp. Havoc raises the Knockouts title above her head and laughs above her head. I can't spell. Above her head and laughs at Taryn before leaving again. So basically, Havoc's taunting Taryn Terrell, whose name is spelt wrong. Yeah, she's taunting her. And yeah, basically I'm probably going to go into this and then into Gail Kim and whoever wins this, because Gail Kim is actually her ring ability is really good. Apart from, I think, brawling and hardcore, all hers are like B's. So I mean, Gail Kim is pretty impressive, it has to be said. So yeah, she's probably always going to be in and around the title picture on this save because she's that good, like, on this database. But yeah, 54 C- isn't bad for a knockouts kind of section. I can't remember what I booked them on. It doesn't tell you. But yeah, I think I probably did Havoc on like Menace or something, and then Taryn Terrell on Sex Appeal. But yeah, I can't remember. Right, so next up, Gail Kim tells the fans to log on to ImpactWrestling.com and become a TNA lister to get loads of exclusive content, including discounts and more. But yeah, it's pretty pointless kind of segment just to fill in the time. And that got 63 C, which I think is our second highest rating so far. So, okay. Right, so next up. Eesh. Okay. Samuel Shaw is stood backstage when Gunner runs up and attacks him. Shaw beats the crap out of Shaw. That's supposed to be Gunner beats the crap out of Shaw while shouting that he helped Shaw and he stabbed him in the back for a slutty tramp. That's, is it Brittany? I think it's Brittany. Gunner throws Shaw into the wall before walking off. I only got 44D. Less said about that, the better. Haha. Right, okay. So, in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, which is disappointing. I think that was the previous segment that kind of killed it. I think if it had been like the knockouts match into the Gail Kim bit into this, it might have even been better. But anyway, in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, the Wolves defeated the Hardys in 17 minutes when Davey Richards defeated Matt Hardy by pinfall with a DR Driver 2. Matt Hardy's improving in flying skills, Davey Richards is improving in flying skills, and Eddie Edwards is improving in performance skills, which is all good. And a 72 B- is a very good rating. So moving on. That was a very good match, man. Still got penalised for booking decisions. Matt Hardy was penalised for a soft drugs habit. I know Jeff was a druggie. I didn't know Matt was. That's interesting to know. What does reformed mean? I don't know. How do you... Can you improve... Can you, like, get them off drugs? That's a good question. Anyway, moving on. Very good rating. So the Wolves are leaving the ring when Lashley's music hits. The Destroyer pushes past the Wolves and makes his way down to the ring where the Hardys are still laying. Lashley picks up Jeff and hits a Dominator and turns around to see Matt slowly making his way to his feet and delivers a huge spear with JR shouting, "My God," he almost snapped him in half. Bobby Roode then runs down to the ring and tells Lashley that if he wants to fight, he's more than willing to go right now. So, yeah, basically Lashley comes down and destroys the Hardys, and Bobby Roode comes down and says, if you want to fight, let's fight. And yeah, I got a 59C, which isn't too bad to say Lashley's in it. Right, so we go into our actual main event. That's disappointing. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Lashley defeated Bobby Roode in 17 minutes by pinfall with a spear following interference from Kenny King. Maybe if I take that out, that goes up. But I didn't, so yeah. That's disappointing, man. I think there's something after this. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Right. Okay. So after Lashley has beaten Bobby Roode, he and Kenny King have a stare off. King looks to be trying to calm Lashley down, and offers his hand out. After a minute where Lashley gets right into King's face, Lashley shakes King's hands and the two leave. Safe tonight, but other cracks starting to show in the Beatdown Clan. I mean, you had Lashley pretty much almost kill Kenny King earlier on. And we still don't know what Lashley's going to be like when he sees MVP. So, yeah, that rating, though, that's going to have absolutely killed the show, that and the main event. I suppose we should find out what the final show rating was, he says excitedly. and it is a 67C+. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that. Much better than I thought it would be. Increased our popularity in 22 regions, lost it in 6. I mean, as long as we're gaining popularity on kind of overall, then I'm not really too bothered. But yeah, obviously we need to be putting on better shows than that, really. Yeah, the main event killed it. Final promo probably didn't do much better. Neither did this one, but yeah, you know, what can you do apart from make them better? So yeah, that is it, and I will see you in literally a second. Okay, not literally because that's already up, but I'll see you in a second for the kind of the overall. Yeah, we'll see what the TV rating was. Okay, so yeah, we're back, and we'll take a look and see what happened. So Zack Sabre Jr. has joined CZW on a Triangle of Unity Alliance loan. Okay. Explosion got a 0.03. Impact has gone down to a 1.7, which, you know, the last show was a B-, I think, so I kind of expected that. But anyway, potentially still bringing in Adam Cole and Nigel McGuinness. I think Adam Cole's on a written deal. Nigel McGuinness is on a paper appearance. Samoa Joe, I might start using him. He is getting annoyed, which sucks. I like Samoa Joe, man. See, Loki, you have to end up giving him like $2,000, which sucks. But Austin Aries isn't so bad. He doesn't complain every time, and you only have to give him $100 and he's happy. So yeah, wow, we've raised $1 million this month, which I'm very, very happy about. So yeah, we signed Zack Sabre Jr., who, in all seriousness, looks very, very good. Obviously, we need to use him in shows to get kind of these revealed, so that we can see what his stats are, you know, like number and grade wise. But yeah, he looks very good. Top 10 matches. Obviously, none of them are great. But the number 1 match is Zack Sabre, is him, Colt Cabana, and Katsuhiko Nakajima defeating Gemba Hirayanagi, Hajime Ohara, and Jonah Rock at Noah. So that's his top 10 matches. Match history. Yeah, his best one was, yeah, that Colt Cabana match. Does he have any characters? No. Never really thought about this. Title history. Okay. So he's done some good. He's won some titles in his time. What's Austin Aries' title history? I'm fairly sure he hasn't actually won the TV title. No, he hasn't. I'm actually quite tempted to put the World Heavyweight title on him, man. Because I sent a tweet out the other day saying that TNA don't value him like as much as they should. Because like in my eyes, Austin Aries is a main eventer. You know, in real life, he is absolutely great in the ring. He's brilliant on this. You know, so yeah, man, I really think that Aries should be a main eventer. So I may build him up. I mean, I suppose I don't really have to build him up. Maybe I could bring his popularity up. But yeah, bring him up. Jim Ross, very good on the microphone. His in-ring and performance skills are strong. That's good. But yeah, he's very good. As you can see, he's with a whole bunch of other people as well, so he's making a killing. And yeah, Kurt Angle, who's probably going to win the title. You can see why there. He's very popular, so it makes sense. He's number 3 in the world, apparently, so that's good. But yeah, next episode will be TNA Explosion. I've been considering actually putting, is it Impact Unlocked in, which could be that could be good fun. And yeah, so yeah, let us know what you think about that. And obviously, if you like the video, then please leave a like. I will see you on Tuesday with another episode of The Rise of TNA. And I will see you tomorrow with another episode of Life App. So yeah, that's it guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next episode. Peace.